This is a video for 3.1, finding the slope. This assignment has 10 questions, and the purpose of it is to be able to find the slope of each part. In the number 1 question here, owners of a recreation area are adding water to a pond. The graph below shows the amount of water in the pond in liters versus the amount of time that water was added in hours. Use the graph to answer questions. So here on our y-axis we see we started at 600 liters and it slowly went up. How much does the amount of water increase for the hour that the water is added? For that hour, for each hour. Wow, I'm doing great. So here's 1 hour right here. Okay, it went from 600 to 1,000 in that 1 hour. Okay, in that time right there, it went from 600 all the way up to 1,000. So that means it increased 400 liters. What is the slope of that line? Well, it would be 400 over 1, right? 1 hour. So 400 over 1, which is the same thing as 400. Number 2 is extremely similar. After crossing a bridge, Manuel drives at a constant speed. The graph below shows the distance in miles versus the time since he crossed the bridge in hours. Okay, how much does the distance increase for each hour that he drives? Well, it starts at 0, and in 1 hour it goes to 75. So that would be 75 miles in 1 hour. So what is the slope? 75 over 1, or just 75. Because we take the rise, how far it goes up 75 over the 1. Okay, now number 3, we're asked to determine, is it a positive slope, a negative slope, a zero slope, or undefined. Positive means it's going up. Like this one right here, it's going up. As you read it from left to right, it increases. So that's a positive slope. As you read it from left to right, this one decreases, it goes down. So that's a negative slope. Anything that goes perfectly up and down like this is always undefined. And a zero slope means it's not going up or down, it's perfectly flat. Okay, so give that one a shot. Same question. Number 5, find the slope. In order to find the slope, what you're doing is you're counting the rise over the run. So how far does it go up? It goes up 1, 2, 3, over 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the slope. The other way to find it is put the point in. You have -2, 2, and over here you have 2, 5. Take the y minus the y and x minus x. What's 5 minus 2? 3. And what's 2 minus a -2? That would be 4. So the answer to that one is 3/4. And to put that in, you would just simply hit the fraction, 3 over 4, just like that. Find the slope going through these points. Again, just like I did right at the end of there, you take y minus y over x minus x. And it's, y2 minus y1, but just take the two y's. So let's look at the y minus the y. What's 4 minus a -3? That would be 7. What's -3 minus a -8? That would be 5. So the slope of that line is 7 over 5. Just like that. Okay, same thing. Y minus y, x minus x. So I'll do this first one with you. It's going to be in a fraction, so what's y minus y? What's negative 9 minus 1? That would be negative 10 over what's x minus x? That would be 0. So that slope, you can't have 0 in the bottom. That slope would be undefined. Anytime you get a 0 on the bottom, it's undefined. So let's look at this one. Negative 6 minus a negative 6, that's 0. 8 minus a negative 8, or 3 minus a negative 8 is 11. 0 over 11 is the same thing as 0. So number 7 is trying to make you find the difference between a 0 slope and a undefined slope. Number 8, graph the line with a slope of 5 and a y-intercept of 1. So we look at the y-intercept, and that's our very first point right here. Y-intercept is 1. So we're going to place our first point right there. Now the slope is negative 5, and if you always think of it as a fraction, so take a whole number and always just draw a line and put a 1. Okay? So now we have that. From this point, we go down. From this point, we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. And that's where the second point goes. So negative 5 over 1. It's always rise over run. Number 9 is going to be exactly the same. Okay, rise over run. So we have the point 4, 1. So we're going to go over to 4 up to 1. And that's our first point. And the slope is negative 1 over 3. So down 1 over 1, 2, 3. Just like that. Okay, and this one is exactly the same. Remember, if you get a whole number, just draw a line, put a 1 under it. So if we've got a point 4, 4, our very first point goes right there. 4, 4, right like that. And the second point, we go down 1, positive 1, right there. So that's how you do assignment 3.1. You're just finding slope and you're graphing a line based on a point and a slope. Hopefully this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.